Welcome to Dave's Cooking Show, and for you today we have the Three Little Pigs sandwich. Alright, we got to make a rub for the pork loin. So what you want to do is you want to get a half a cup of brown sugar into the bowl, 3 tablespoons of paprika, about a tablespoon of black pepper, a tablespoon of salt, tablespoon of garlic powder, tablespoon of onion powder, a teaspoon of mustard powder, and a quarter teaspoon of cayenne or chipotle powder. And then last but not least, you just want to stir everything together. All right, let's move on to the next step. Okay, so unfortunately, I had the same problem I've had sometimes with this camera where I've discussed the issue before. All right, so basically what you want to do is take your pork loin, you want to pat it dry with paper towels, and then you want to rub every single square inch of this with the rub, get it nice and coated, and then put it on the smoker for about 2 hours, and then finish off in the oven till you hit about 160, 165. All right, let's move it out to the smoker. All right, now we're going to make the barbecue sauce for this sandwich. First thing you want to do is start off with 1 1/4 cup of ketchup. And then you want to add a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar. And you want to add a cup of brown sugar. And then you want to add a tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. And in the apple cider vinegar that we added, there was actually a 1/4 cup of water in that. So, forgot to mention that. And then you want to add 2.5 teaspoons of dried mustard. And then you want to add 2 teaspoons of paprika. And then you want to add a half a teaspoon of garlic powder. Then you want to add about a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of pepper, and then a half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper or chipotle powder. By the way, that is white pepper to be specific. And finally, you want to add a 1/4 cup of molasses. Then on a range over medium heat, you basically want to stir this fairly frequently up until it comes to the boil, so maybe a little closer to medium high. Once it gets to that point, kill the heat, get it off, and just let it cool down naturally and put into a squeeze bottle. And through the magic of cooking show editing, our pork loin is done. And we're basically slicing the meat into essentially things like, they're about sandwich size, thick slices. I don't know, about 1/4 of an inch, 1/8 of an inch, somewhere in there. Slice it as thick as you like, basically. Okay, we got a nice ciabatta roll here that, once again, I buttered up with some garlic butter, because garlic butter makes everything better. And now we want to add some of that good old smoked pork loin. Gonna be a big sandwich. This is the end of the 3 pigs. The story you were told was a lie. The wolf won. This is what he did to him. And now we're going to lay down some smoked Swiss cheese. And then we want to lay down some bacon. There's that peppered bacon we made earlier. And then you want to add some sliced up ham. And finally, you want to add some pepper jack. And then you want to pop this into the oven or under a broiler for just a little bit. And we're going to melt all this up. And look at that. Gotta love cooking show editing magic. All right, time to add the finishing touches to it. And remember that barbecue sauce we made? Give a good amount on this sandwich. I mean, it's a barbecue pork sandwich. If you're not wearing it, you're not eating properly. And then add some spicy pickles, because we all know my rule about pickles and sandwiches. And then finally add the top ciabatta part. And that's it. The Three Little Pigs sandwich. Done.